أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ألف لام ميم. ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون والذين يؤمنون بما أنزل إليك وما أنزل من قبلك وبالآخرة هم يوقنون أولئك على هدى من ربهم وأولئك هم المفلحون. إن الذين كفروا سواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. ختم الله على قلوبهم وعلى سمعهم وعلى أبصارهم غشاوة ولهم عذاب عظيم. صدق الله مولانا العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Alif Lam Mim. These are alphabetical letters which are normally not translated by the Islamic commentators. Zalikal Kitabu La Rayba Fi. This is the book which has got no doubt. Hudal lil Muttaqeen. This book is providing the pious people with the proper guidance. Alladhina yu'minuna bil ghayb, who believe in the unseen secret. Wa yuqimuna as-salah, and establish the prayer. Wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun, and some out of what we have granted to them spend in the way of Allah. وَالَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِمَا أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ وَمَا أُنزِلَ مِن قَبْلِكَ, and those people who believe in what was revealed to you and in what was revealed before you. Means they believe in your Quran, Quranic revelation as well, and in Torah and Injil, Gospel. The revelation of those prophets are also in the right and from God, from Allah Himself. وَبِالْآخِرَةِ هُمْ يُوقِنُونَ, and they believe in hereafter. They have full and confirmed conviction about the judgment day. أُولَٰئِكَ عَلَىٰ هُدًى مِّن رَبِّهِمْ. Those people are with the proper guidance on behalf of Allah. أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ, and those very people are very successful. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا سَوَاءٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. Verily, those people who rejected the faith, it is all the same for them, whether you warn them or don't warn them. La yu'minun, they will never believe. Khatam Allahu ala qulubihim wa ala sam'ihim. Allah has sealed their heart and their ears. Wa ala absarihim ghishawa, and there is a covering on their eyes. Wa lahum azabun azim, and there is a serious punishment for them. So this is the verbal translation of the passage I recited before you. This is Sura Baqra. Baqara means cow, but here a cow was discussed during the explanation of the surah, therefore it was named after the cow. And that cow was with a great historical importance. That was cow of a very pious and very muttaqi person, who was one of Atqiya. In the time of Moses' migration, peace of Allah be upon him, a person was assassinated, and his co-sharer were expecting that the property will go to them after his death. Therefore they assassinated him, they killed him in the night and throw his dead body in the front door of other people. Then they lodged the report with Moses' migration, peace of Allah be upon him, that such and such person was assassinated. Then Moses advised them to sacrifice, to slaughter a cow. Inna Allah ya'murukum an tadhbahu baqara. Allah has enjoined you to slaughter a cow. After a lot of investigation and interrogation, they came to the conclusion that a cow which was grazing in the jungle should be slaughtered in the way of Allah. And that cow was of a waliullah, a muttaqi, a pious person. So when it was slaughtered and it was unskinned and the tail of that cow was cut off, then Allah said, فَقُلْ نَضْرِبُوهُ بِبَعْضِهَا كَذَلِكَ يُحْيِي اللَّهُ الْمَوْتَى وَيُرِيكُمْ آيَاتِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. Here Allah says, Allah Rabbul Izzat ordered them to beat the dead body with the cut tail of that cow, and the dead body was revived. And he told that such and such person had killed him, who were the claimant of the case. Really, the murderer was claiming about the decision of that dead body. They were really killer, really murderer of that person. And Moses ﷺ told them that the legacy will not go to the murderer. From that very day up to now, the legacy of a dead body does not go in favor of any murderer. Up to now, in the Islamic law, it was also a decision that the murdered property will not be inherited by the murderer. So here it was established that not only the pious people can do something, but if they die and they are buried in the shrine and their animals are also slaughtered and they are unskinned and their tails are cut off, even those tail can be touched, can be beaten to the dead body, and the dead body can be revived. So this is a proof of the miracles of those people who have been buried in the shrines. Means the person who can do something in the life, he can do after his death as well. And if something can be achieved by virtue of him in his life, the same thing can be achieved after his death when he was in the shrine. So this was a belief which was established in the time of Moses. Since that event was very, very important, so on account of its importance, this surah was named after the name of that cow. So Surah Baqra was not named after the death of the Holy Prophet, but it was named by the Holy Prophet himself. It means that the revival of the dead body by virtue of the awliya Allah was a very, very important matter in the eye of the Holy Prophet. Therefore, he put the name of cow on this surah. And the contents of surah are also explained by the commentators, that when Nabi Kareem ﷺ was residing in Mecca Sharif, the addressee of the Holy Quran was totally different from those of Medina Tayyibah. The Meccan people are idolaters, pagans, polytheists. They were believing in more than one Allah, and they were not believing in oneness or unity or individuality of Allah. They were not believing in Allah as omnipotential, and they were attaching many other idols just to support to Allah. So here the people residing in Medina Tayyibah were well qualified because they were Jews, and they were mostly Jews, and in the suburban areas there was a population of Christians as well. The people of the book were believed to be qualified. Ahlul Kitab in those days was a terminology used for the highly qualified people. When the word is used, Ya Ahlul Kitab, it means, oh people who are highly qualified, because the people who are qualified in the celestial book are really highly qualified. Here they were believing in the oneness of Allah, in the unity of Allah, in the omnipotence of Allah, in the omnipresence of Allah, and they were believing the punishment in the grave as well, and they were believing in the judiciary of Judgment Day as well, and they were believing in the paradise and in the hell as well. All of the Islamic necessities were believed by them before the arrival of the Holy Prophet, but they were not believing in Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When they were believing in all of the Islamic necessities, why were they not named as Muslims? It means that however one is religious one, however one is believing in all the celestial books or godly revelations, but if he does not believe in the nobility, in the dignity, in the grandeur, in the special status of Muhammad Rasulullah, in spite of all qualities, other qualities, he would not be believed to be a Muslim. Islam depends on the confirmation of the dignity, attributes, and qualities of Muhammad Mustafa. When a person begins to believe in Muhammad Rasulullah, he emphasizes the belief in all of the celestial books. It means that most prominent and most important thing in Islam is to believe in Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when Nabi Kareem was in Mecca, those people were with heterodoxy, with the ideology which was highly culpable. Their ideology was incorrect, and they were misled people. So as long as one is containing the bad ideology, his practice would not be enforced, his practice would not exist. Therefore, Nabi Kareem stresses on the accurate ideology. This is why, according to the Islamic commentators, the sign of Meccan verses and Meccan surah is a topic of ideology, because as long as one is with the wrong and culpable ideology, his practice is not considered. Therefore, Nabi Kareem laid the stress on the accurate ideology. Orthodoxy is necessary for the practice. But when Nabi Kareem came to Medina Tayyibah, he migrated from Mecca to Medina Tayyibah. So all of the Muslims residing in the suburban areas or different part of Arabia, they also gathered there, and a small tiny Islamic state, a city-state was made by the Holy Prophet himself. And in those days, the civil law, the matrimonial law, the law of inheritance, the international law, the law of custom, even if the customary law, which is mostly used at the borders, it was initiated by Farooq Azam radiallahu ta'ala anhu, but there was precedents found in the time of the Holy Prophet that in certain part of the country, in certain part of the boundaries, there was customary law as well. So Nabi Kareem alayhi salatu wasalam, when established a state, though it was tiny one, but yet all of the necessities which are necessary for a state were invented and framed and systematized by the Holy Prophet himself. Therefore, Sura Baqra mostly contains on the civil law as well, since in those days there was a Muslim majority residing in that area. Inhabitant of Medina Tayyiba were mostly the Muslims, though they were very poor and indigent, yet they were couples, they had their offspring, their progeny, their posterities, and after some times they began to build up their houses, even if muddy one, but yet they tried their best to make and to construct the houses to live in. Therefore, the law of matrimonial means the disputes which can arise between wife and husband was also settled down, and law of divorce and the law of the marriage was also explained in this surah. Surah Baqarah mostly tells about the probation period of a widow or a divorcee, and law of maintenance is also explained in it, and the fosterhood was also explained in Surah Baqarah, and sometimes a man had more than one wife. The polygamy was also discussed here, and law of divorce was also explained very clearly, so that all of the matters should be settled down in the light of the Holy Quran. So similarly, the law of will was also made in Surah Baqarah, because many persons passed away in those days and they made a will. Therefore, the materialization or practice of a will was also necessary. So such a things were mentioned in Surah Baqarah. But certain parts of Surah Baqarah was the revelation of the last days, just like the usury. The usury was expressed here in the last part of Surah Baqarah. Means the first part of Surah Baqarah or middle part of Surah Baqarah was revealed that in the beginning of the migration of the Holy Prophet, when Nabi Kareem ﷺ migrated from Mecca to Medina, in the beginning period of the Holy Prophet in Medina Tayyiba, most of Surah Baqarah was revealed and most of the law was systematized in those very days. But the law of usury, the law of interest was framed and was legislated in the last part of Surah Baqarah, in the last days of the life of the Holy Prophet. وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمٌ تُرْجَعُونَ إِلَى اللَّهِ. Imam Badruddin Zarkashi Rahmatullah Alayhi writes in his book that according to one opinion of the Muslim commentator, this surah was revealed in the last of the Holy Quran. Whether it was in the last or in the middle part of the Holy Quran, but yet it was revealed in the last part of the life of Muhammad Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Therefore, one should bear in mind that all of the surah was not revealed simultaneously. Certain parts were revealed in the beginning, certain parts were revealed in the middle of the life of the Holy Prophet in Medina Tayyiba, and certain parts of Surah Baqarah was revealed in the last part of the life of the Holy Prophet in Medina Tayyiba. Here, this surah was started from Alif Lam Mim. According to most of Muslim commentators are of the opinion that the meaning of alphabetical letters are known by Allah and His Apostle, and by no one else. But Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu would stop on Ma ya'lamu ta'wilahu illallah wa rasikhun fil ilm. He was not stopping on illallah, but on wa rasikhun fil ilm, which means that Hazrat Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu was of the opinion that the meaning of the alphabetical letters are known by Allah as well, by Rasulullah as well, and by the senior scholar of Islam as well. And he claims that I am one of those. And Nahas, who was the very senior scholar of Quranic grammar, he was very important grammarian of the language. He writes in his book Arab. He says that this is also a confirmed opinion that the meaning of alphabetical letters are known by Allah and His Apostle and the senior Muslim scholars as well. And according to this principle, some of the Muslim scholars are of the opinion that these letters were taken according to the law of abbreviation. This is abbreviation of Allah, Gabriel, and Muhammad Rasulullah, because the life of Arab was divided into two parts, either an independent person or an enslaved person. The name of enslaved was also written with a V, and the name of master was also written with one V. The V for the master was the first letter of the name of master should be taken. Since Allah is master, therefore the first letter of name of Allah was taken, Alif. And Gabriel is a slave, and the name of slave is abbreviated by means of the last letter. The last and final letter represents and stands for the name of a slave. Gabriel is slave of Muhammad Rasulullah as well, and Allah as well, and Muhammad Rasulullah is a master. So Allah and Muhammad are master, and Gabriel is a slave between both of them. So it means that Allah has sent this book, and Gabriel was to take it to Muhammad Rasulullah, and Muhammad Rasulullah was the recipient of the revelation. Zalikal Kitabo, this is the book. According to the grammatical rules, this Zalika is predicate of the sentence, and Al-Kitabu is subject of the sentence. Mubtada'u Khabar means this is the book of Allah. La Raiba Fihi, and if this demonstrated pronouns and Al-Kitab, they are adjectival clause, and La Raiba Fihi would be the predicate of the sentence, means this book has got no doubt. Why? Hudan lil muttaqin. According to grammatical rules, Hudan is bamana hadiyan, with the meaning of it signifies hadiyan. Al lil muttaqin means this is providing the pious people with the proper guidance. Means this is quality of the Holy Quran, that it provides the pious people, the successful people, the God-fearing people with the proper guidance. According to grammatical rule, this is an accusative of sentence. Accusative of sentence can be termed, according to Islamic language, hal taliliya, which shows the cause of the previous order or previous promulgation or previous disclosure. So previously it was announced that there is no doubt, and now Quran is trying to rationalize the negation of doubt. Why this Quran is without any doubt? Quran says because the successful persons were made successful and were made with the supply. They were supplied with the proper guidance by the Holy Quran, and Quran has supplied them with the proper guidance. If there were any doubt in the Holy Quran, those people would not have succeeded. Their success shows that the formula of the Holy Quran is completely successful. It means that Quran adduces the pious people as an authority of its clearance. Means the Quran is a righteous book. Quran is without doubt because all of the awliya Allah were created by this Quran. It means that the sign of awliya Allah, the existence of awliya Allah, the foundation of awliya Allah in the community is a proof that this community is righteous one. This community is orthodox one because they have created the awliya Allah. Quran says, in awliyauhu illa al-muttaqun, means the pious persons, the holy persons are only those persons who are very, very God-fearing. So Quran says, God-fearing people were provided with the Holy Quran. It is only Quran which can provide the pious people, the righteous people, the God-fearing people with the proper guidance. It means that the formula of the Holy Quran is completely successful. It is just like a teacher says that I am a very successful teacher because in the last 10 years, all of the students standing first in the classes are my students. So I have got such a students that their result was first in the university. So this is a conclusive evidence that I am a very prominent teacher. Similarly, Quran says, I am the best book. I am without doubt, because those persons who were prepared as pious and holy person, like Abu Bakr Siddiq, like Umar Farooq, like Usman Ghani, like Haidar Karar, like Hazrat Ghaus al-Thaqalain, like Hazrat Khwaja Gharib Nawaz Sultan Hind Sarkar, like Sayyid Bahauddin Naqshband Shahanshah Bukhara, Sayyid Khwaja Gharib Nawaz Sultan Hind Sarkar, Sayyid Abul Hasan Shadri Hussaini, Shaykh Shahabud Surwardi. Such a people were prepared as God-fearing persons, and the preparation of those people were depending on the teachings of the Holy Quran. It means that the Quran is a righteous book and there is no doubt in it. So with this formula, we come to the conclusion that if certain communities are there and all of them are claiming their own proper guidance, we shall ask them, what sign of guidance have you got? They would say that we have got many libraries. So libraries are found with the Muslims and non-Muslims as well. If they say that we have got big institutes, so institutes are found with the Muslims and non-Muslims, and the properly guided people and misled people. This last and final and conclusive evidence to the righteous one is the availability of and the existence of the pious people, awliya Allah. So, Alhamdulillah, we are Sunni people. Our video, our television is also Sunni television, and all of the pious people in the world were Sunni people, and this is an authority which we can quote that we are in the right because all of the awliya Allah found in the society were Sunni people. Therefore, Sunni Aqidah and Sunni belief and Sunni practice and Sunni behavior is righteous one and accurate one. Quran says, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. The righteous people, the holy people are those people. This is called Sifat Kashifa, means according to the record maintained by Allama Faizawi, Rahmatullah Ta'ala, the qualities are of different types. Sometimes Sifat Mumayyiza, Sifat Masruda, Sifat Kashifa. According to majority of the Muslim commentator, these are the qualities which are called Sifat Kashifa, means the contents of the Muttaqi people are explained here. The Muttaqi people are those people. Some people say that these are conditions. No, these are not conditions. These are the contents of the pious people, because the conditions are out of the body of the thing, but these people are included in the body of fearing people, pious people. Therefore, one cannot say that Yu'minuna bil Ghaib is a condition. No, it is not a condition. It is Sifat Kashifa, means explains what is found in the pious people. Alhamdulillah. Here Quran says, الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ. The pious people, the holy people, the awliya Allah are those people who believe in unseen secret. What is the methodology for them to find out the unseen secret? How can they know that there are certain things which are unseen? So they themselves are not in position to know unseen secret. They knew everything because of, by virtue of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So if Nabi Kareem was not in the knowledge of unseen secret, he was not clairvoyant, means knowing the unseen secret, how the Muslims could believe in unseen secret, means Allah is secret. Allah was disclosed to the Muslims. They began to believe that Allah is omnipotential, omnipresent, with full powers, with enhanced power, without any limitation, and Allah can do whatever He likes. So such a qualities, along with the existence of Allah, were known to the Muslims because of Muhammad Rasulullah. If one says that Nabi Kareem was not aware of the unseen secret, how a Muslim can believe that such things are true? The truthfulness of these things depends on the accuracy of knowledge of Muhammad Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Similarly, the angels are also secret. The paradise, the hell are also unseen secret. The judgment day is also unseen secret. All of the things were explained by Muhammad Rasulullah. It means that Nabi Kareem was fully aware of the unseen secret. Here, Quran says, وَيُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةِ, and they establish the prayer. Establishment of a prayer is little bit different from doing the prayer. Establishment means very regularly, with great punctuality, and with full accuracy of the activities. They organize their prayer with great accuracy, means they put the obligatories in obligatories and second class obligatories in the place of second class obligatories, and they place sunnah at the place of sunnah. Established means that at proper time the azan is promulgated, and all of the Muslims, as soon as they come to know that the azan is being promulgated, wherever they are, they gather in the mosque and they establish the congregational prayer, and they do the prayer with full punctuality according to the proper methodology. So every day for 5 times they come to the mosque and they establish an imam, they establish an announcer for the azan, and they properly keep their mosques, and they provide the mosques with every type of necessities, and they clean them so much so that once upon a time one of the companions of the Holy Prophet asked what the dower money of a woman, Mehr. What is the dower money of a woman, a wife? Nabi Kareem said, Ikhrajul Qamamate Minal Masajide Muhuro Huril Eid, means to dust the mosques and to take out the rubbish from the mosques is a dower money for the wives of the paradise. Means, look, here Nabi Kareem paid full attention to the maintenance of the mosque. Innama ya'muru masajidallahi man amana billahi wal yawmil akhir wa lam yakhsha illallah. Even the non-Muslims were not allowed to construct the mosque. It is exclusive right of the Muslims to establish the mosques. And khuzu zinatakum inda kulli masjid. Hazrat Imam Qurtubi radiyallahu ta'ala writes here that once upon a time Habib Dari brought the candles along with the oil and along with the divat to decorate the mosque. So when the mosque was decorated and it was illuminating, and by chance it was the 15th night of Shaban Sharif, Nabi Kareem all of a sudden entered the mosque, and he he saw all of the masjid that it was illuminated, it was properly decorated. Nabi Kareem Islam said, had I a suitable girl today from house of anyone, I would have married that girl to this person. Then one of the companions of the Holy Prophet was praised and feared. He said, "Oh Ya Rasulullah, I have got a very beautiful, very healthy, very innocent, very chaste girl with good qualities, and she is very punctual, very regular, and very stable to practice the Islamic contents." Nabi Kareem Islam then arranged a marriage party and a marriage organization. Then Nabi Kareem Islam got that person, Habib Dari. Nabi Kareem Islam got him married from the house of that companion. Means the decoration of mosque is so rewardable that on that very day, Nabi Kareem Islam got him married from the house of a companion. So decoration of the mosque and organization of the mosque and promulgation of the azan and the appointment of an imam and to gather every day in the mosque for the congregational prayer. This is establishment of a prayer. Establishment of prayer requires the good ablution, the good clothes, the cleanliness, the proper punctuality, regularity, with full respect, and to sit in the rows before the time and wait for the prayer. This is called establishment of the prayer. Means Quran provides the holy people with the proper guidance who are believing in the unseen secret and establish the prayer with great punctuality and regularity and stability. And وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Not only they are oral Muslims, they are doing the things with the hands or with the tongue, but they sacrifice their money in the way of Allah. Though we are not requiring them to spend all of the money they have, but مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. Certain part of it should be sacrificed in the way of Allah. So this is the end of my lecture today in English language. Inshallah, tomorrow evening I shall come on the same time and I shall start the rest part of the surah. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ وَآخِرُ دَعْوَانَا أَنِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ وَالصَّلَاةُ وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَى رَسُولِهِ الْكَرِيمِ الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ.